Bilic come together and hugged each other, and they said something, and you just feel Bilic said to Pochettino, "I needed that more than you. Thanks very much."
Didn't he just?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great second half performance. Whatever he said to him at half time inspired him to come out, and obviously it was the proverbial game of two halves, wasn't it? And fair play to him. Once they got that first goal, they had the bit between the teeth. They got the second, and then they went on and got the winner. But it was uncharacteristic defending from Tottenham, and Pochettino, as much as I don't think he'd be disappointed going out the competition, I think he'd be really disappointed the manner in which they let a 2-goal lead slip.
Well, did they let it slip, or did West Ham just come out fighting?
I think West Ham definitely came out fighting. There was a tempo about their second half, there was a confidence, there was movement. Great strike, keeper spills it, AU's looking sharp and just pops it in, but when you've got Carroll in the box and you get decent deliveries, he causes chaos. There's a bit of nervousness about the Spurs defence when he's about there. They never had that. The last 2 games he's been suspended, but he brings that to them. And I thought Lanzini and AU were sharp. There was a bit of confidence about them. And it's amazing what a goal does. It brings energy. All of a sudden, everybody's wanting the ball, everybody looks sharper.
I mentioned the uncharacteristic defending. Firstly, they didn't win the header, and secondly, I felt they were really slow clearing the lines, and it kind of gave AU the opportunity just to stay in that position. You know, if they'd have got out quicker, he might have caught him offside. You know, the shot comes in. I'm not so sure who that is trying to get out there, but he doesn't get out quick enough. He plays AU onside. Decent save, spills it, but you're looking for your defenders then to help you out, clear your lines. They don't do that.
I think it's Ben Davies is the one who's been caught in there.
Ben Davies is just too slow getting out, and it was similar for the second goal, a bit of uncharacteristic.
You both said, didn't you, at the break, actually, although it was 2-0 and the statistics looked as if it was all Tottenham, that there was something in this still.
No, I just felt it in the first half. They weren't that bad, West Ham. But here's a goal. It's an excellent goal, isn't it? Good little play. Andy Carroll says he's a focal point, isn't he?
Just watch Foyth there. See him walking. He's just walking, and then he stands still. He's not in line. He plays them all onside, and there you go. He's in. He just switches off. It's a yard, isn't it? You've got to get out with you. You've got to get out with your centre half when you're a fullback.
Andy Carroll, watch this little header around the corner, and this little pass here is different class with outside of the foot.
Yeah, lovely.
Quality cut back, having the vision and the technique to deliver that little cut back in a tight area. Wonderful.
But again, it's Foyth just switching off, just that little instant where he just needs to be up with the line. He just switches off, gets caught ball watching. Andy Carroll, great little headers, Johnson around the corner, and Lanzini was the West. Just watch him, he's at the top of the screen. There, he's just there, he just stops. Ball watching there, gets done.
And if he steps out,
the header from Carroll, Lanzini's offside.
But I thought Lanzini had an excellent game. Even in the first half, he was looking sharp and lively. He was running past players, full of energy. He's going to be a key player for me. Keep Carroll fit, Lanzini, AU, those 3, lots of movement. Chicharito to come back in. So they've got firepower. They've got players in the final third that can deliver.
No West Ham player has been involved in more goals than Andre Ayew since he made his debut back in August 2016. Winner though, big header from Ogbonna, who said it was partly to blame for the opener.
First and foremost, it's a great delivery and whipped in at a good height. Good movement for the West Ham players. Shocking defending from, I think it's Alderweireld.
Alderweireld's the one who lost his man.
Yeah.
He lets him get in front of him. As soon as he's in front of him, you're beat. You can't get back at corners. Poor starting position from the Tottenham defenders, but
did he lose him, or did he try and pass him on to Son?
I think he lost him.
No, he lost him. You don't pass him on to a man in the zone.
Lost him. He lost him completely. And once he's in that, as I say, once he gets that yard in front, you can't get back. But he's well up. Great spring. Look here, you'll see it. Watch the movement. Watch the movement. Bang. Great delivery.
Do you know Son there? I'm just watching him. He's in a standing position. He's not aware of what's happening. Sometimes.
Son.
Yeah, he's in that zonal area, just on the 6. Well, he's not even on the 6-yard line. He's about 4 yards off the keeper, isn't he?
He's probably not one of the players you'd want to jump in to win it.
Yeah, but when a ball is coming in and it's quite flat, go and win it. But he doesn't want to come out of his area because he's zonal marking. If you just see him there, now the ball's getting whipped in, fair enough. Bonner's on the move. But like, go. He's just, you should be looking around, shouldn't you?
Well, the first thing you tell any player in the box, go and meet the ball. Don't ever look at the ball waiting it to come towards you. Go towards it and meet it, and that's exactly what we're saying. Son was standing watching it instead of going towards it.
Capped off a tremendous comeback, though. If there was any suggestion they weren't playing for Slaven Bilic, I think Mark Noble has just ruled that out straight away.
I really like him. I think he speaks honest, straight to the point, no messing about. A real captain, wears his heart on his sleeve, a real West Ham boy. And they're a better team when he's in the team and on the park. They're a better.
Do you know what I think he does, Mark Noble? He just said it there. You know, that tackle. He sees a game and thinks, how can I wind this game up? How can I change the dynamics of it for us? Sometimes it can be a great bit of skill from a player in your team, or sometimes it can be just a good old-fashioned smash tackle, and it just riles everyone up. The crowd gets up a little bit.
Is he to West Ham what Gerrard was to you, to Liverpool? Is he that significant in that team?
It's kind of a little bit old school in his thinking, isn't it? It's like, that's how we would think. Like, I would think like that. I would think, if it's not going right here, we need to change something. Something needs to change. We just can't get out. We can't. Passing's not going. You might need to just throw a tackle in, smash someone, get the crowd going, get your players going, get them in a game.
As a manager, there's nothing better than having a captain who's vocal, and he's got the players together during the week after that performance. Manager, no, just get the players in the room. And some home truths have obviously been said in that dressing room. But he said in that team meeting, it's worked because the players have came together and they put in a good all-round performance. And what a result to bounce back with beating your dearest, nearest rivals, Spurs, knocking them out of the cup, away from home, just to boost at the fans, the players, and most importantly of all, for me, the manager needed.
I mean, he said there was no big grand team talk at half-time, but something clearly changed because it was a very different second half.
So I think as a manager, when you're on the brink, I think if you've lost your dressing room, I think that's it. I don't think you're getting away from it. I think the inevitable is going to happen. And we spoke before, I don't think Slaven Bilic is in as much trouble as what we're thinking about. And I think that's down to, I don't think he's lost the dressing room. I think the players are right behind him. They've shown tonight, they've put a performance in for him. I actually think the players really like Slaven Bilic. I think they're a fan. Whereas Everton, I think Koeman lost the dressing room. I think the players just had enough of him. And I got that impression with the performances. I just didn't ever see the Everton players were going to roll their sleeves up and have one last go for Ronald Koeman. I just didn't see that. And I just thought this is going to come to a sad end. I think it's different with Bilic.
I said we'll have a look at how Everton got on very shortly. At first, though, we talked about Ogbonna getting the winner, maybe owing the team one. Was he at fault for the first goal here?
Well, I think he could have made the passer play it wide. He did poorly. You're going to see it. It's a lovely move from Spurs. That little flick around the corner is excellent.
But here he's pushed on outside.
Yeah, he's poor. He's got to force him out the pitch. He does absolutely nothing defensively, so it's shocking defending by him. But he made up for it later in the game. But take nothing away from Spurs. It was a wonderful move in their own half, round about the edge of the box.
He makes his mind up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
As soon as he goes out.
Yeah, he's got to push him out. He's dived in.
There's the pass.
Back inside. No awareness that the danger is in the centre of the park. So he's got to understand, push him away from goal, don't let him come inside. But Son's lifted his head, played a perfect pass. Sissoko's up where he should be, and it's a good finish.
Dele Alli could have quite easily made it 2. Fabulous save from Adrian kept West Ham in it. This was the second.
Good football.
Deflection.
Yeah, again, it's good football from Spurs, passing and moving at the edge of the box, probing, and the final shot has got a deflection, and poor goalkeeper. There's not a lot you can do from a deflected shot, but it's good football there. And Dele Alli does that round about the box. He just looks to shift it a yard to get enough space. Lovely little play there. This little shift bends it, but he's lucky, very fortunate with the deflection.
I'm sure I wasn't the only one at 2-0 who thought that was game over.
Well, normally, you would imagine Spurs would see the game out in the second half.
That's why you two are the experts.
Yep, well, I said I've seen enough in the first half to say that West Ham weren't down and out. There was a few players that were looking sharp, and I said Andy Carroll's a threat, and he holds the ball up for them. And sure enough, they kept going, came out the second half and got the goal at an important time. An early goal. As we said, they needed the next goal, and the early goal is exactly what you need. And you just see the energy spread and confidence coming through the team.
They were working their way through to the final third. Lovely, they were keeping possession, but they just needed that little bit of quality, and then they got it. And like John said, once you get that first goal at 2-0 down, you get that next one, it makes it 2-1. You're right back in it, and the bits between your teeth. They went on and won it.
West Ham through to the quarter-finals. Jason kept a close eye on Everton's game at Stamford Bridge tonight as well. Did David Unsworth get a reaction from his players?
Like I said, it changed the system, freshened it up, brought a bit of pace in down the flanks. Rooney played central. But no, I just think You know, it was poor defending that for the goal. Unsworth would be disappointed that being a centre half himself from a set piece to give him that much space back stick. Still had a lot to do. It was a great header back, but still a lot to do. This was in the dying seconds of the game, but I never really felt Everton were ever in the game, to be honest.
That was a brilliant second goal from
Yeah.
Chelsea. William, wonderful play out in the flank, little 1-2, great bit of skill. Watch this little bit of skill, give and go, little 1-2 here. Lovely little layoff there, and a wonderful finish in off the post. Keeper no chance. But credit to Everton, and David Unsworth will be delighted with this. So will Everton fans. They never gave in, kept going right to the last minute and getting a goal back. So no disgrace going to Stamford Bridge and losing 2-1.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin showing some real fight in the mask. In the end, it's just a consolation. Everton go out, Chelsea through to the quarter-finals, and we can hear now from Antonio Conte, who's been speaking to beIN Sports.
Antonio, you made 9 changes to the team that beat in Watford in the weekend. How pleased are you with the win today?
Yeah, I think we must be pleased because to change a lot of players and to win the game against a good team like Everton and to go in the next round, I think this is very positive for me, for the team, for the players, above all because in these changes there were a lot of young players, and yeah, I think a positive night for us, a positive game. But now it's important to move our focus on the next game against Bournemouth and to prepare very well.
In the absence of N'Golo Kante, are you particularly happy that Drinkwater is coming back and he's starting games?
Yeah, for sure. This is a positive, this is a good news for us because Drinkwater, it was the first game with us, and for sure he has a lot of room for improvement. But to see him with us tonight was very important for me, for the players, for the fans. Yeah. But now we have to continue to work with him and to try to improve his physical condition. Another positive news and to see the performance, Ampadu's performance, and he's only 17 years old, and to have this type of answer in a really tough game is important. It's important for me. It's important for the club. It's important for the player.
Tonight we saw a first goal for Willian, a first goal for Antonio Rudiger. Which one impressed you more?
Yeah, we must be pleased, and I'm very happy for Willie. I'm very happy for Tony, for Rudiger. I think this group of players very good and a positive group. They want to work very hard, and I'm very happy to be their coach.
Thank you so much, Antonio.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good night.